Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of the Business Breakthrough with Barbara show. I am, I'm going to stop saying this because I say this every Monday, but I am excited to talk to you guys today and teach you all about how to actually find paying clients online. Because obviously, it's the number one thing I teach. It's the number one thing I help my clients with. It's the number one thing that I create educational content for you guys because a business cannot run without clients and income and all of that good stuff. And obviously, it's the number one thing that you guys want and ask me about, and it's just like a highly requested topic. And one of the things that you guys constantly ask is like, how? How do I get the clients? How do I actually book a paying client? How? And I am going to dive into that today. And it's going to be really good because I'm going to dive very deep into the strategy, but I'm going to simplify it for you. Like super simple. Good morning. Okay. Um, so then I'm going to simplify the strategy and then I'm going to tell you why you're not getting clients. Okay. Or why you may not be getting clients, or you may not be getting enough clients, or the amount of clients that you need to hit income goals and things like that. So there are three ways. Oh, by the way, before we begin, we have created a sales page for Rise Up, which is my 6-week one-on-one coaching program. It is freaking amazing, and we have finally we booked the first two spots without a sales page, which was great and awesome. But I know a lot of you who are wanting to work with me on a one-on-one basis want to know what the program is about. What do you actually get? What would happen over those 6 weeks that we would be together working hand by hand in growing your business and getting your business ready to get booked out with clients. So we put together a sales page that explains everything for you, and I'm actually going to post this somewhere in the description. I think it is. New here, just watching your first video, very impressed. Oh, hey, welcome, Donna. So happy to have you here. Okay, this one's a really good one for it to be your first video because we're diving really deep into things. Where are you from? Tell us about you. We're happy to have you. Um, Okay, yeah, so we have new members in the group every single day, guys. So for those of you who are new here, welcome. I am so happy and honored to have you here. This group is always growing, and I'm always amazed at the level of women that are in here. I absolutely love and adore each and every one of you. If you don't know this, I go live every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, so make sure that you set your alarms and your calendars because we talk all things growing a business through strategy, confidence, and intuition. Lakeland, Florida. Oh, that's super close to me. I always like to say I'm like 45 minutes away from Miami because most people know where Miami is. But I live in Pembroke Pines slash Weston. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Barb's and friends. Pascal here. Oh, hello, everyone. Okay, beautiful. So, what type of business do you guys have? I assume most people here are coaches because obviously I market to coaches, but I know we have a lot of service-based entrepreneurs like website designers, graphic designers, um, spiritual entrepreneurs. Like we have all kinds of entrepreneurs, VA, service-based, everything. Um, Tampa, oh my God, so many people from Florida. We need to have like a meetup or something, like a get together. That would be super cool. I love that. Um, Either way, let's dive in because I don't want this to be like a extremely long episode for you guys. I know we have to get busy with business stuff. So there are really just three ways to get clients or online, okay? And not a lot of coaches teach this. And that's why it becomes overwhelming because we have Kathy says Jersey. Oh, hey, that's not that far either. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. I think a lot of times it feels overwhelming around the how do we get clients online because coaches make it really difficult, like extremely difficult, because we have to understand that a lot of the things that are happening in the online world is marketing. So a lot of the things that you're seeing is marketing. So when you see things like get this program so that you can get clients by doing this, or get this program so that you can get clients by doing that, what that person is selling is, okay, so Pinterest worked for me, and this is how I got clients, and this is how I grew my business. So I'm going to go ahead and sell you that. Or Facebook ads work for me, and that's how I grew my business. So I'm going to go ahead and sell you that. So it gets really confusing because there are so many ways to book clients: Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, stories, Facebook ads, personal reach out, engagement, doing summits and seminars. And you're like, okay, so which one should I go for? Should I do it all? And which one actually works? And the truth is that all of it works. But here's how we're going to simplify it today. The three main ways of how to get clients online are paid advertisement. Okay, so you can pay to play, and oftentimes that means that you spend more money, but you spend less time. So a lot of my clients, like I work with a lot of high executives, like I work with Facebook executive, ConvertKit executives who like their job, but they want to grow a side business, right? So for those clients, pay to play is a great strategy, right? Because they have the cash flow, they have the investment to start with, and they don't have the time, right? They are still working their full-time jobs. So paid advertisement is a great avenue for individuals who don't have a lot of time, but they have a little bit more money to start with, right? I'm not against any of these avenues. I'm just trying to simplify it for you so that you can pick which avenue is best for you, okay? And then we're going to dive even deeper as to the three things that you need to have in place to book clients. One third through the training, then we'll go to certification for coaching. Oh, that's so exciting. I feel like I got my certification yesterday and it was the best thing ever. Okay, so paid advertisement is avenue number one. Avenue number two is you can go through PR and media, meaning you can go on podcasts, you can guest blog, you can apply to be in Forbes or Inc. magazine or Entrepreneur magazine or even smaller syndications, right? And then what you do is you showcase your expertise, you get in front of people, you get in front of another audience, and then you bring people to you, right? So PR and media is another way of getting clients online. The third way, which is typically, and this is not always the case, but it's typically where most of my clients start with because I work with new coaches. The third way is organic marketing. And organic marketing simply means you are organically growing your business. That's the worst way to explain the definition of the word, but it means that you're growing your business without investing in ads. Okay, so that means you're leveraging social media and you're leveraging other people's communities and other people's social media to grow your own community and to make your own sales and to stand out in this space. Okay, now, this requires a little bit more time and a little bit more strategy from you because you have to be playing the game, right, more consistently. But it's also free and it's also effective and it's also amazing, right? Like, so much of my marketing, even 6 years after being in business, I still do like 80% of my marketing organically. So those are the three things you need to think about before you do anything around getting clients. Do I want to pay to play and invest in advertisement? Which, by the way, you would still have to learn how to manage your ads and which ad platform you're going to use and how to convert more effectively, because otherwise you're just throwing money down the drain, or you would have to hire someone to do. You could go really hard on PR and media and really get a ton of exposure through that, and then grow your business and get clients through that. Or you could focus on organic marketing, which is focus on a platform, get really good at that platform, grow your community through that platform, and then sell to that community through that platform. Okay. So that's it. This is the simple way to see it. And then it gets complicated because then we have people saying, well, this is what works for that avenue, and this is what works for this avenue, and then this is what works for this avenue. So then you'll have people selling Facebook ads or Pinterest ads or Google ads, and then you have people selling like, let me help you create a media kit, or let me help you pitch, or let me help you get on a tech talk, or let me help you get on podcasts, right? Like there's so many ways to do each avenue. Then we go to organic marketing, and then you'll have people saying like, you should grow your group, you should use Pinterest to grow your list, you should focus on Instagram, you should focus on buying this Instagram story course that will help you whatever. And then we're like, okay, cool, so how? The question's still there, like how, because we still haven't decided. So the first thing you need to decide is which one of these avenues are you going to use? Okay, if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of capital, I would say start with organic marketing because it's effective if you do it the right way. Now, once we decide which avenue we're taking, then we need to decide which strategies and tactics are we putting in place for that avenue. Okay. So let's say, and I'm going to use this example because it's how I get started. I'm not saying this is the only way. Definitely not all of my clients do this. All of my clients have a different strategy, a different business model, but I'm saying this for example purposes. So let's say you start with organic marketing. Now that you know which avenue you're taking to get clients, now we want to know what strategies and tactics are you putting in place for that avenue to work. So you could, for example, start a Facebook group, focus on a really good and solid content strategy to grow that Facebook group, and then focus on a really good strategy to nurture and convert that Facebook group. Okay, I'm gonna go deeper into it, and because I don't want you leaving this feeling like, but how? So let's say, for example, you start a Facebook group, the Land of New Coaches. I'll give you my personal example. Then what you do is you pick 2 to 3 groups where you can start building relationships, where you can start sharing your content, where you can start showcasing your expertise in your area. And you start creating a weekly content strategy that's helping you show up in your group, in other people's group, and in your own social profile in Facebook. Okay. So then that content strategy is helping you build relationships in other people's audiences. It's also helping you bring people into your group. And simultaneously, you are showing up for your group, nurturing your group, growing the group, connecting with your group members, and so on. Okay. So thus far, we're focusing on this organic strategy. Then your group starts growing and you're focusing on connecting with the group through live streams. Maybe you're running challenges. Maybe you're giving them free PDFs. Maybe you're offering free calls, whatever it is, to connect with them. And once your people start connecting and trusting you and seeing you as the expert, as someone who has the solution to what they need, then those individuals are going to be way more likely to buy from you. Okay. And then we focus on a sales strategy, right? So maybe we'll spend an entire 2 weeks selling a program, or maybe we'll launch something, right? But do you see how the process is really simple? It's just that you have so many things to pick from that it's so easy to get overwhelmed and be like, well, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I show up in other people's group or should I sign up for the summit? Should I focus on podcasts or should I do this? Like, it's really, really simple. Like, the how is simple. The hard part is keeping the mindset and the confidence as you do it, right? That's really, really the hard part. Like, once you're like, okay, I'm going to do organic marketing. This is the platform that I'm going to focus on. This is how I'm going to grow this platform. This is how I'm going to nurture my people. And this is how I'm going to sell to my people. That's how you get the clients. It's really, really simple. The thing is that once you move through that process, especially if you're just starting out and you've never done it before, you can easily go into like, is this the right thing? Am I doing this right? Am I enough? Is this going to work? Someone said no on that sales call, so should I keep going? Or does this mean that no one wants to buy from me? My Facebook group only got 20 new members this week. It's not growing as fast as I should. Should I go into another platform? Right? Like, that's the hard part. The hard part is I'm going to choose a strategy that works for me and that actually works. And I'm going to choose a process that works for me. The hard part is sticking to that process over and over again until it works. That's the hard part of getting clients. Okay, so thus far, guys, tell me, does this make sense? Does this feel a little bit like, oh, okay, it's not as hard as I thought it would be? Do you want me to go deeper into anything? Do you have any questions? Let me know because I want to make sure that you guys understand this and you, more importantly, understand that it's not as hard as you think it is, right? Like, the how and the strategy is super easy. The hard part is sticking to it, making sure that we navigate the ups and downs of that process with ease and consistency. Let's see. I like to do face-to-face networking. Is this a good way to go? 100%. Yes, especially if you like face-to-face networking. One of my most successful clients right now, that's literally how she got to her first like 3K month. She just did networking. That's all she did. She just did networking, connections, relationships, doing follow-ups, and it was so easy for her because she just did it consistently, and it was something that aligned with her personality and what she enjoyed. Like, she actually enjoyed going out and meeting people and getting people on the phone and following up and doing all of that stuff. So she grew her business fairly quickly. So if that's something you enjoy, 100%. Now, look at it this way. You are trying to grow it offline instead of online. It's the same thing here. You're using an organic process. That's pretty much what you're doing. You are going out there, you are building connections, you're building relationships, you're making people like you, trust you, know you, you're following up with them, and then you are engaging on that sales part of the process as well. I do my organic advertisement in my group and love it. I love that you said that because I love it too. For those of you who are new here, you're going to hear me talk a lot about Facebook groups and other things, of course, but I love Facebook groups. I really do. If you ever hear like Facebook groups are not working and this and that, it's because they don't know how to do Facebook groups. It's because they don't know what they're doing, and it's because you're not patient enough to make them work, but they're amazing. Okay, Pascal says, I literally had this conversation with my husband last night. I love when that happens. It's like alignment completely. What conversation exactly? I feel like I've said so much. I'm just now branching out into other groups and give support and connections. Beautiful, beautiful. And I love how this is super important, how you mentioned I do my advertisement in my own group and I am now branching out because this is a key thing that I want to say here to you guys. Branching out is imperative, meaning do not start with I'm going to do my Facebook group, other people's Facebook group, my Instagram stories, Pinterest marketing, email marketing. Do not start like that because you're setting yourself up for failure. When you're starting your business, you're more times than not a one-woman shop. So if you try to do it all at once, maybe you'll be able to sustain it for a week or two while you're very excited and like you have no time to think about the repercussions of trying to put everything on your plate. But then eventually that's not going to be sustainable. Eventually you're going to get tired. Eventually you're going to burn out. And you're going to be focusing on so many things at once that you're just going to half-ass everything that you're doing. Meaning you're going to go like 1 foot into Pinterest, 1 foot into Facebook group, 1 foot into Instagram. None of that is really going to work because you're not fully engaging and showing up for one thing. So I always say, I much rather see you get really good at one thing and create one solid process that works really well for you that you can replicate because that's really what we're looking for in business. We're looking for a little bit of certainty. Now, this is not always feasible because it's business, right? Like a big part of being an entrepreneur is getting comfortable with the uncertainty. But when we can create a process that we're like, okay, this worked last time, maybe I can make it work it again. Maybe I can work it again and again and again to eventually you're like, okay, cool. Now I have this process from A to Z that I know that if I replicate over and over again, I'm going to get clients. Is the journey always going to be the same? No. Is it sometimes going to be a little bit harder than others? Yeah, and that's totally okay. That's not an issue. It's just that you know that all you have to do is this, and that to get from no client to client. And in order for you to create that replicable process, you have to really focus on getting really good at one thing. And then, like Talina said, branching out, branching out into other things. So I didn't try, well, actually, I did try to do everything at once and it didn't work, but it wasn't until I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on my Facebook group. Then I'm going to focus on expanding my content strategy. Now I'm going to focus on doing more groups. Now I'm going to expand into Instagram. Now I'm going to focus on growing my list. But I did it after I got really, really good at one of those things, right? So don't be afraid to branch out versus try to do it all at once. Okay. Let's see. I feel that my strategy is sound, but my brain and real life challenges gets in the way. That is usually what happens. I love that you're bringing this up because this is the main thing I want to say here. The strategy is simple. It's really controlling our own thoughts and our own emotions and our own confidence blocks and disappointments and the little blocks that we're going to encounter along the way. That's the hard piece. That's the hard part. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're just a human building a business. Everyone experiences that. Selena says, I'm just now branching out into, okay, I read that. Second guessing myself. Yes. Fears, doubts, insecurities, questioning yourself, wondering if your strategy is right, figuring out if people like you or they don't like you, or do you need to grow your community, or what do you do wrong in that sales call, or why is no one buying, or oh my God, I'm feeling really low today and there's so much going on in my life. How am I going to show up for my business? That is the hard part of building a business. Usually when I start working with a one-on-one client, we sit down, we have an intensive, and we're like, okay, this is what the next 6 months are going to look like. Or now that I have my 6-week program, we'll be like, this is what's going to happen over the next 6 weeks. The strategy is easy. We go boom, 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 plug and play. We know what we're doing every week. We know what needs to happen, so we scale. The hard piece, and the reason why coaching is so helpful, is because as we move through that roadmap, as we implement the strategies, life happens, fears arise, questions begin to cloud your judgment, and that's the real work. That's the real work of building success. It really is. You can ask any of my clients. That's like the most important piece. Okay, so we've simplified the strategy. We focus on one thing. Now, what are the first 3 things that need to happen so you get clients? Let's go even deeper. There's 3 foundational pieces. You need to have your business foundations, which is, why are you in business? Why are you doing this? Why is this important to you? What is, like, why? Why are you going to get up and show up for your business when you got into a fight with your husband last night? Or why are you still going to do that live stream even though you had a really bad day? A coconut fell in your car. I'm not even kidding. That happened to us the other day. We were so mad. Our neighborhood we live in Florida, so we have like palm trees everywhere. And our car has a giant crack because I think a coconut fell in the car. So why are you still going to show up and do this live stream excited and with passion and energy and zest when you are pissed off that a coconut fell into your car? Or when you have a day where your kids literally are making your day so extremely difficult, right? Like they just argue with you or whatever is happening. It's a hard day. Why are you still showing up? What's that thing that drives you? You need that in your business. Another business foundation is going to be your positioning, right? Like what sets you apart? Why? This is something I talk about in one of the episodes not that long ago. Our online industry is booming, guys. It is booming. There are so many people needing what we have to offer more than ever. It literally doesn't even matter what type of coaching you do, people need it. Business coaching, I think everyone was freaking out at the beginning of this pandemic where it's like, oh my God, things are changing. Like things are changing for the good, right? Like more people are going into the online world more than ever. More people want to create flexibility. They want to create freedom. They don't want to rely on an employer that can fire them anytime that something comes along. They want to not have an income cap or an income capacity. So business coaching is booming. Career coaching is booming. So many people have been laid off. So many people need a new career. So many people need to go a different direction. Health coaching. Not only so many people have gained weight during this time, but so many people are realizing like how important it is to take care of yourself in a holistic manner. Relationship coaching. So many relationships have been affected through this, right? Where it's like we've never had to spend so much time with our partners. Well, to me, it really wasn't that big of a shock because I'm home all day. I have been for 6 years, but a lot of people haven't been, right? Like, and this has created a lot of need for services like that. Life coaching, there's been so many changes in life, like so many people that need that support. Literally, any coaching that you can think of, people need it. And the pain point is so high right now. And when the pain point is high, we make more sales. It's a business rule. It has been in place before you and I even had a computer. When the pain point is high, people buy. Oh my God, I feel like this is going to be a long one because I have a side note here. Think about it this way. If, let's say, you have, this is going to be gross, okay? But I hope you're ready for it. Let's say I have a cockroach in my house, which I hate cockroaches. Hate them. Like, it is probably the only bug that will freak me out because I'm usually the person who's like grabbing the dragonflies or the caterpillars and just putting them on my hands and taking them to the garden. But you put a cockroach in my house and my anxiety gets to 100. It's really bad. I've been working through it, but it's bad. But let's say I see a cockroach in my house. Guess what? That company that Nick has been telling me to call for months that I haven't called is probably going to get a phone call from me today so that they can come and take care of my cockroach problem. Reason why? Because the pain point is high. When the pain point is high, people are likely to take action and they're likely to buy. Okay? It's the same thing in coaching. The pain point is really high, which is why our industry is exponentially growing. So, I hope this inspires you to move forward with whatever you're deciding to do because there has never been a better time to grow your business. Okay. So, anyway, because our business is growing, there's a ton of demand, but there's also a ton of coaches and there's a ton of people promoting and things like that. So your positioning is going to help you stand out, right? Like, so if you look at, for example, myself, one of the things that sets me apart as a coach is that I really focus on helping you start, grow, and scale your business through strategy, confidence, and intuition, right? Like that's three things that if you are not okay with working through, you and I are not a good fit for coaching, right? Kind of like what Pascal and I were talking before, where it's like the strategy is easy, but the hard part is building the confidence along the way and trusting yourself to do so. And that's something that sets me apart because a lot of coaches are like, here's a strategy, or they're like, here's the mindset, here's the confidence. And they don't really intertwine both things. And you really can't have one without the other. So you got to think about what sets you apart and what's going to position you in this booming market. You want to talk about your messaging, right? Like who you are as a business, and you want to decide who your ideal client is. Now, I do ideal clients a lot different, but I'm not going to go into that because that's a topic for another day. Okay, this was so helpful. So happy that it is, and we're not even done. We're almost done, but we're not even done. Um, I learned something in my training yesterday that I did not know, that there are specialty areas that you can go into with coaching. Yes, absolutely. It wasn't really looking for that, but would rather do a more general basic coaching. This kind of confused me some. Um, I mean, I think, and we can talk about this after the live stream. I can comment back and forth with you, but I think you could go both ways. You can generalize coaching or you can specialize coaching. There's no right or wrong way, really. I have clients who do both. I think when you specialize in coaching, it's a little easier to be clear as to who you serve and how you serve them. And your marketing is going to be a little bit easier for you, but there are ways to do generalized coaching as well. Totally doable. I actually, before I became a full-time entrepreneur, I was the executive assistant of a very successful coach in Fort Lauderdale, and she did everything. She was like business consultant, life coaching, life coach, and she did everything. She was completely overgeneralized. And at that point, like 6+ years ago, she was generating like multiple six figures doing that locally. She hadn't even tapped into the online space. So yeah, it's totally doable. All right, so first thing, business foundations. Then we go into irresistible offer. We need to have something to sell if we want to get clients. You need to have an offer, and you need to have an offer that speaks to them. You have to have a really good offer that they can see, this is the thing for me. This is the thing that I need to buy so that I can address that pain point that I have. Okay? Without an offer, you can't get clients. Without a good offer, you can't get clients. Unfortunately, you cannot sell ice to Eskimos. That is not a thing, right? And if you sell ice to Eskimos, let's say you somehow manage to sell ice to Eskimos, they're probably going to be disappointed because they're going to be, why did I buy this if I have ice all around me, right? So we need an offer that actually helps your clients, because not only is that going to help you sell it, yes, of course, but more importantly, that's going to create happy, successful clients. The happier and the more successful that your clients are, the easier it is for you to grow your business, because those clients are going to want to sign up with you again. They're going to give you great testimonials. They're going to be your biggest fans. They're going to refer you to their friends, and it's going to be so much easier to build your business. And you cannot do that if you don't have a really solid and amazing container for them. Okay, so that's step 2. Step 3 is we need a marketing plan, right? So you can have the best offer in the world, right? Like you can have non-electrical heating beds for Eskimos, so that they can sleep warm in their igloos. Is that how you say it in English? In English, igloos. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, that's the problem when you speak more than one language, guys. Anyway, so you can have the best offer in the world, but if you don't have a marketing plan, then that Eskimo is never going to know that you have something for them. Then that person who needs life coaching is never going to know that you're the solution to their problems. Or then that individual who really wants to grow their business but is struggling with confidence blocks or strategic plan is never going to know that I have the best program for them, so that I can support them in getting that up and running and moving through all the blocks in 6 weeks or 6 months, depending on what we decide, right? So we need a marketing plan. We need to get out there. We need to let people know that we exist. And this is where we circle back to the stages that I was talking to before, right? Like which of those 3 stages, PR or media, paid advertisement, or organic marketing, are you going to use to market yourself? Okay. Ooh, that was a lot. Let's see. Let's read comments. Life coach is what I want to do. Okay, beautiful. The marketing plan is always my sticking point. Sticking point as like what you want to focus on, or as like what you need support with. Julie says, I confirm it gets confusing at times. What gets confusing? The how to get clients. I think that's what you're talking about, how to get clients. Having a solid offer. I think my challenge is keeping the offer simple. Yes. Okay. There's so much I want to talk to you guys. This is why I go live every Monday, because there is so much that I want to talk to you guys about and teach you. So a really good offer needs to be a mix of comprehensive, over delivering, but simple enough so that your clients are not overwhelmed. Yeah. Because adding so many things to the package doesn't always mean success. Okay. Especially when we're working through things like life stuff, right? Like life struggles, divorce, relationships, career changes, building a business. Like as coaches, we work through really deep stuff. So our clients are oftentimes already overwhelmed, right? Like when I start working with someone to grow their business, they are like 9 out of 10 times overwhelmed with growing their business. So me being like, here are 100 workbooks, and here's 100 sessions, and here's 100 resources and courses and videos or whatever, that's just going to overwhelm them more. So what you want to do is you want to come to a balance where it's like, this is the best program for you. I am over delivering in the amount of value that I offer, but also I am really good at not overwhelming you. So let me give you an example. So for Rise Up, which is this new 6-week one-on-one coaching program that I talked to you about at the beginning of the session, we worked together for 6 weeks, right? So we literally worked through these 3 things: your business foundations, finalizing, solidifying, creating, or enhancing your irresistible offer, and then creating and executing in a marketing plan. Now, those things on their own seem and feel overwhelming to most people. But what we do in the program is we break it down so simply with the most needed resources that you'll need for each of those phases, so that the process is extremely easy for you. Meaning, your business foundations, we're going to work through that in our first session, and then we're going to communicate via Slack as you move through it. And then you're going to get all my resources for that. You're going to get a workbook that's going to help you with that. You're going to get to ask me questions and all of that good stuff. Your irresistible offer, we're going to create it or enhance it in that second session. And you're going to get all the resources that are in alignment with that specific step of the process, that will make it easier for you, like extremely easy. So sales page templates, right? Like if we're going to create that sales page for that offer, you're going to get my sales page template and things like that. Then you get 2 weeks of execution where I'm guiding you along the way. Then the third phase is the marketing plan, right? So you're going to get all the resources for that, and we are going to work through that in our session. And we have 2 weeks where you and I are talking all day, every day to make that happen. Now, what I'm not doing here, like what I'm adding here is everything that you need so that you get from point A to point B, right? So we go through the 6 weeks, you have these 3 things in place. Your business is good running, potentially even getting a client or two by the end of that, right? Like once you get started with your marketing, that's when things start rolling. What I'm not doing here in this program is I'm not adding my course about overlooked to fully booked. I'm not adding my course about starting a group. I'm not adding my course about growing and nurturing a group. I'm not adding, um, let's see what else. I'm not adding an intensive that I add for my 6 month program, right? Like because all of those things are just going to overwhelm you, right? And you want to think about what are the specific things that my clients need to get from point A to point B. But that all comes with clarity around the program, right? Like you need to know who is this program for, what are they going to get out of it, and then when we can decide that, then it's going to be easier to create that program and add the right resources. Okay, I hope that answers your question or supports you in what you were saying. What I need support with. Okay, so what you need support with is marketing. Honestly, most people need support around marketing. I promise you. That is like the number one thing that I work through with my clients, because the first 2 things we do them and they're set, right? Like your business foundations, once we work through that, good, they're set. Your irresistible offer, once we create that, good, you're set. Then marketing, that's like the never ending process of your business. So most people will struggle here. So that's normal. I'm only familiar with in-person networking, nothing online or PR or ads. Right. And you can just start with in-person networking. And when you're ready to expand into online, you can do that. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you're really good at networking, then why fix what ain't broken type of thing, right? Like if that's working for you and if you really like that and if you're getting clients for that or you're seeing traction from that, go ahead and do that. It's like my client who I told you about that she has done a ton of networking and has gotten amazing clients from that. It's not like we started working together and I was like, okay, well, now we're going to automatically expand into all these platforms and grow your marketing times 10. I was like, okay, this is what's working for you. So we're going to focus on that, get a few clients from that. And then once we're really good at this and we create the space for it, we're going to go into online marketing. That's what she wanted to in her process. But anyway, that was a lot of information, guys. I feel like on Mondays I give you a ton of information. And hopefully a hint of inspiration as well. And you feel motivated to start your week. That is the number one goal of this show. You want to know why? Because if you hop off the show and you start taking action throughout the week, you get a result. You are going to want to work with me, and I'm going to want to work with you. So that is the goal of this Monday's episode, so that you can learn, so that we can simplify things for you. But most importantly, so that you can go and take action and start seeing these things happening in your business. Okay. So I'm going to leave you off with that. We went through a lot, but if any other questions come up for you, make sure that you pop them in the comments. I come back and answer to every comment. Every comment. Usually I do it right away. Sometimes it takes me a little longer depending on my weekly calendar, but I am always answering this question, supporting you. Now, for those of you who are new in the group, ask questions, share your progress, share your wins, celebrate everything that's happening. If you start a group, let us know that you started a group. If you start a group using my mini course, which is only $17, make sure you let people know, right? Like, hey guys, I started my group. What do you guys think about it? Or do you have any suggestions on this? Or do you like this game? This name for the group, or if you're getting on a sales call and you want to celebrate that, celebrate it, right? Because the more that we're in our business and the more that we are like, this is real, I'm actually executing and actually making it happen, and with it, like within a community of people who support me, the more that your business is going to grow. So you are awesome. Thank you. You're awesome. I'm so happy that you're here. I will see you guys next Monday at 10 a.m. We're going to go into another topic, which is going to be very helpful for you. Can't even remember what it is. And for those of you who want that hand holding and that additional one-on-one support, go at least check out the sales page of Rise Up, which is a 6-week program that I told you is in the description of this video. And I am just obsessed with the sales page. So even if you just go look at it and tell me that you like the page, the sales page, I will be happy because I literally think this is one of my favorite sales pages that I have ever created. It really encompasses everything that the program offers, and it encompasses my personality and what I believe about coaching and growing a business. And obviously, if you look at it and you're interested, book a discovery call and we'll see, we'll work together and make all of this happen. See you guys next Monday. Thank you for being here live. I love and adore each and every single one of you, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.